Greetings fellow crafters, welcome back to another video. This time you find me out in the woods again, but just a little bit different. Now, I know that you've been deprived of watching me put the shelter up again, but as soon as I got here it started raining. So I've done a really simple lean-to, which well, it almost doubles up as a garage, because I've got the quad with me, my trusty steed, and it's now fixed, so I'm rather pleased with that, because I don't actually have to handball all of the equipment into the woods. So I drove it in. Now behind me, I'll see if I can show you. So you can see I've got a really simple lean-to. There's a nice tight ridge line, and I've brought the old builder's tarp with me because I can, because it doesn't matter about the weight. Now I thought I looked a bit like Jed Clampett on the first episode of that series, The Clampetts, back in the 1970s, I think, because there's an awful lot of stuff on my quad. Let's see if I can show you. So I've taken some of it off, but there's still a fair bit on there. So I'm going to start unloading it. I've got a slightly unusual sleep system. Those of you who've watched my other videos will remember this one from a very humorous time up in the Hampshire, on a Hampshire hill. But I've got to put a ground sheet down, and then I'll get to putting this thing up, and we'll go from there. Now, when you have an unusual mat like that one, you have to have an unusually large pump, which is not like the little pump I normally carry, but this one should get the job done nice and quickly. I apologise for the noise. So there we have it. That's an inflatable futon. I did say it was going to be a lazy luxury bushcrafting camp. Yeah, how's about that for a nice sleeping pad? Now, in another little twist, I bought this about 3 or 4 months ago. It's a gas oven, and it uses those thin gas cylinders that the suitcase stoves use. Now, you wouldn't conventionally bring out an oven on a bushcrafting outing, but because I had the quad and I haven't used it, I thought I would. So I've got my futon is all inflated, as you saw. My occasional table for the bed is installed as well. So I'm going to just make up the bed so that it's ready for this evening, and then I'm going to put a pizza on, I think. Oh. I'm just going to put the quad in its garage for the night. That's nested happily in there. So the bedding is my normal bedding. It's the Enlightened Equipment quilt, Thermarest pillow. I've got the Cedar Summit pillow as well, and a wool blanket. And it's obviously all on this inflatable futon that I hope isn't going down. I have to see. Well, the title said it was supposed to be lazy. It's been anything but lazy yet. The futon, the valve wasn't sealing properly, so that's the 3rd time I've blown it up. So I think it's time for a cup of tea. Cheers. Probably the best green tea in the world. Oh. Yeah, I think it's time to relax. These are the little gas cylinders I was talking about that you get in those suitcase cookers. So that just slots in there, and that shuts up. And a bit like the suitcase cooker, you push the lock button down, and then you hold this button in. So it does say on the front you have to set the timer before you ignite it, otherwise it goes out. So when the timer finishes, it turns the burner off, which I suppose is a handy feature. Now, whilst I'm not actually cooking on a fire tonight, it's always nice to have a campfire. It's always nice to do it the easy way as well. The wood's a little bit soggy around here, but there we go. I did cut up some oak as well, which is reasonably dry. Almost time to put the pizza in. And then we've got a supper a bit later on. It's a bit of a fail at the moment. Well, it's not a fail. It's because I didn't get butane propane gas. I stupidly thought, oh, I've got gas because I've got loads of these cylinders, but they recommend a propane butane mix for this. So I'm struggling to get the temperature up a bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pizza in anyway, and it'll obviously just take a bit longer, and I'll put supper in when I've finished the pizza. So having lasagna and chips tonight for supper. Well, that's the plan anyway, so we'll see what happens. Another thing that happened today, I'm not sure what's going on, but there's obviously been a run on pizzas because there are no Chicago town pizzas, and the only thing I could get was one of these little cheese and tomato things. So unfortunately, that's what I've got as a starter. And hopefully it'll cook, because I'd rather not have it raw. I'm going to be brutally honest. It's cooked, but it's not browning. It's not hot enough to brown it. You can just see a bit of a beating here. It's cooked, so I'll eat it as it is, and I'll immediately put the lasagna in, because otherwise we'll be waiting all night for that. A situational update. The oven is not doing what it's supposed to do. There is a problem with that gas. The temperature is just up to, it's just about 100 degrees Celsius now. And to cap it all, I think my futon's got a puncture. But what what was supposed to be a lazy luxury bushcraft experience, because I brought all of this kit with me, might turn into a bit of a mare. But at the end of the day, none of it's life-threatening. It's just, well, I guess that's camping. Well, my lasagna might not be cooking very fast, but can't think of too many better places to spend the evening. Sun's still out. Lovely day. Although it has done a fair bit of raining. An unexpected development. I'm very pleased to announce that I'm up to 165 degrees and I have bubbling lasagna. So Ricky might eat tonight. I've had to take the chips off because they were getting a bit hot up the top, and I think they were going to dry out. So once the lasagna, let's just turn that time up again. Once the lasagna is looking a bit more like it's cooked, then I'll put the chips back in just to warm them up again, and then it's lasagna and chips. Oh, it's amazing how all the bluebells have all died off now. There's a different view of camp. The quad garage and the fire. And that beautiful dapple sunlight. I think it's about 5:30, something like that. It would appear that there's a an anomaly with this oven. If you put this pan, which is the grill panny thing, at the top of the oven, the thermostat doesn't work. That looks quite good, doesn't it? I don't know how you're supposed to get this out. Oh, it's definitely cooked, isn't it? Well, it's not the most stylish delivery. At this point, I don't really care, it's hot. Now, there have been a few comments when I add ketchup or mayonnaise to something, and everyone seems to think that I shouldn't. So, I'll show you it now, and I won't show you the ketchup and the mayonnaise that's going on it. But it does look really rather tasty. The fries are well done. I did put a bit of salt and pepper on them. That looks nice. Now I'm going to leave you and add ketchup and mayonnaise. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. I've just put the pudding in as well. Well, I can say that was hands down the best ready meal I've ever had from a supermarket. And it was hands down the most expensive one ever I've bought. It was Charlie Bingham's one from Waitrose. Cripplingly expensive. But I didn't have to season it, which is unheard of. Because almost every other real ready meal that I've had from a supermarket's been awful. And you basically have to make it taste of something. Pudding is in the oven. Strangely, it's a Morello cherry pie, and I've got some double cream to go with it. It's got to be pinging soon. Oh, the pie is ready. The pie is ready. It's quite full after that lasagna, isn't it? Oh, it's quite hot, that pie. And cherries do get really hot. Delicious. Oven baked pie in the woods. Who'd have thought it? Well, that was all very, very tasty. And almost no effort. I think if I'd have had the right gas cylinders and I'd have known a bit more about the oven, it's one of those textbook cases where you should always test something before you bring it out. My bad. But no, it managed to cook the food fine. Everything was piping hot. It wasn't quite as crispy on the top as you would have liked for a lasagna, or also as coloured as you would like a pizza to be, a bit brown on the top. But it did really well. And seeing as that was the only thing I had here, then I'm rather relieved. But that cherry pie, you really can't go wrong with a cherry pie. I'm getting smoked out now. You really can't go wrong with a cherry pie and double cream. Oh, very nice. But I've only had a small piece of pie because I was quite full from that lasagna. But I'm just going to relax now and enjoy the evening. I'll come back to you. I'm having a bit of a luxury hot chocolate tonight. So when I get around to doing that, then I'll turn the camera back on and see you then. So the luxury hot chocolate tonight is a Hotel Chocolat, which I haven't seen many people use. And this is a super duper chocolate one. There's an awful lot of chocolate in that. That's actually flakes of chocolate as well. You can see that. Weird. a hint of double cream. And half a handful of mini marshmallows, because they always make it a little bit more special. So there you go, a luxury hot chocolate. It won't be too much of a surprise to you to know that I broke my chair earlier. One of the legs snapped. So I'm going to hit the hay now, so I'll see you in the morning for a bit of breakfast, which may be cooked in a slightly different way. But anyway, good night. Good morning, everyone. Well, I can't say that was the most successful night's sleep. If I show you why, as you can see, the futon is completely deflated at the front end, the bit where my shoulders and back is. So I had to pack it up with some blankets and my gilet and fleece to try and get any semblance of a mattress, but it wasn't very comfortable. The oven has the wrong gas, the futon has a hole, and capital, they say things come in three. My chair broke as well. The plastic thing that holds the leg. Time for a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to try the oven again, because I think with the oven tray right at the bottom, just above the burner, then I think it should be okay. And to capital, I think that's going to run out of gas as well. Oh, this is a good camp, isn't it? Ricky wasn't very prepared for this. I thought he was, but he's not. The sun's out in the woods. Birds are singing. Lovely. And I've got some sausages and some bacon. So I'll pop those in the oven in just a tick. So it's time to check my breakfast. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. Looks like it's actually cooked. Excellent. Well, it's that time again, unfortunately. I've packed the camp up, and the quad is looking like Jed Clampett's truck again. Going to have to get a bit more organised, I think, with that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.